completed film.
That certainly can.
Marilyn Monroe was, as author Norman Mailer would later put it, every man's love affair with America. Discover how she did it as we enjoy her beauty, her humor, and her appeal. The enchantment of marvelous Marilyn.
To convince you of Vaughn's commitment to low prices, we're making this offer. If you can find lower prices overall this week at any other supermarket, Vaughn's will pay you double the difference. Just shop at Vaughn's. Buy 25 different items worth $20 or more. Compare prices on the same items at any other supermarket. If their total is lower, bring your itemized Vaughn's receipt and the other market's prices to Vaughn's, and we'll pay you double the difference in cash. Vaughn's. Low prices you can believe in.
It's the Big Money Showdown.
Santa Claus coming to town.
Yes, two more songsters take their chances with $100 grand on the line.
I'm as restless as a...
Fast thinking.
Can you name it, Keith?
And knowing the tunes.
He cannot.
Is the musical ticket to bag that money and run.
Name that tune.
No two people have ever been so low.
But only one will go the distance on America's biggest music and money matchup.
And Keith, you have just tied the score.
A convicted child killer is sentenced. We will have the full story for you on that. We'll also have the latest information on that possible Raiders move down here to Los Angeles. The best in professional tennis action tonight, and we'll have a preview of that all-important school board election that's coming up tomorrow. A plane has crashed in a local residential neighborhood. We will have the latest for you there, plus film. Dr. George, of course, will have the latest in weather for you coming up this week. Ted Dawson, everything in sports. So join us tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll be right here.
You can see by this just how straight my direction is. River Gulch, that's where I started. This is where I am now, and look where I'm going. Where? Hollywood and Vine. Look, straight as an arrow. River Gulch, Hollywood and Vine.
What happens when you get there?
What happens, honey? You get discovered, you get tested with options and everything, and you get treated with a little respect, too.
I learned an awful lot in Little Rock. And here's some...
Of all the little girls who dreamed of Hollywood stardom, this was one of the most determined and ultimately one of the most successful. Marilyn Monroe had a presence so exciting and radiant that when she was on the screen, audiences couldn't keep their eyes off her.
And now that I'm known in the biggest banks, I'm going back home and give my thanks to the one who broke my heart.
The one who broke my heart.
The one who broke my heart.
In 1953, in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, with Jane Russell, Marilyn Monroe became a star. It seemed like a Cinderella fairy tale to Marilyn, who as an unloved and unwanted child had often fantasized of becoming a great movie star, as she revealed in this rare interview.
I didn't have enough to get into the movie, but I used to spend the whole afternoon, many Saturday afternoons, trying to fit my foot in a print that was usually too big. And also I would get down and measure my hands, you know, and always they seemed a little large. I don't know, they had very small feet and small hands. I became very discouraged at an early age.
Born June 1st, 1926, Norma Jean Baker was an unlikely candidate for stardom. Fatherless and with her mother in and out of mental institutions, she grew up in a dozen different foster homes and orphanages. Always last in line for everything, she would dream of the day when she would finally be noticed, admired, and loved. Hollywood seemed to offer it all. But the road to stardom was not an easy one. She had too much bounce in her knees when she walked, a slight stutter, and a tendency to be what the studios called unphotogenic. All that might have discouraged the average hopeful, but not Marilyn. At first, she took any available job, like this early TV commercial.
This is the first car I ever owned. I call her Cynthia. She's going to have the best care a car ever had. Put Royal Triton in Cynthia's little tummy. Cynthia will just love that Royal Triton.
Her modeling career led to a few walk-on parts in movies. This was one of her first. A scene in Love Happy with Groucho Marx.
Is there anything I can do for you? What a ridiculous statement.
Mr. Grunion, I want you to help me.
I have a little sand left. What seems to be the trouble?
Some men are following me.
Really? I can't understand why.
Then you two must have a long talk.
Her early appearances were brief, and Marilyn knew that she would have to make every second on the screen count, as she does here in All About Eve.
You see that man? That's Max Fabian, the producer. Now go and do yourself some good.
Why do they always look like unhappy rabbits?
Because that's what they are. Now go and make him happy.
Honey, those pictures you had taken of me were just marved. They're running one in the newspaper tomorrow. They say the rest will surely be taken by the magazine. Thanks a bucket.
Not at all, baby. Might as well let the world know you're loaded with talent.
The movie world was beginning to notice that she was loaded with talent. But it was her heavenly figure that stole the spotlight in a 1952 melodrama, Clash by Night.
I got water in my ear.
Huh?
I got water in my ear.
Yeah, I'll shake it out.
Oh, God. Oh, you're hurting me. Joe, let go.
There were also indications of genuine dramatic potential.
She's kind of exciting and attractive.
Who's attractive? Who's exciting?
Earl.
Who?
Joe, you're strangling me.
Who's attractive? Who's exciting?
You.
That's better.
Later that same year, Marilyn sent audiences reeling with her featured role in We're Not Married. Even the critics were finally beginning to notice what male moviegoers had known for years. But Marilyn wanted to be more than just a shapely blonde in a bathing suit and pleaded with the studio to give her a solid dramatic role. She got her chance playing a psychotic babysitter in Don't Bother to Knock.
Do you have a doll at home?
Yes, Josephine.
What if it cried and pestered and spied on you? You'd want to get rid of it, wouldn't you? You'd have to. Turn over and go to sleep. Don't utter one sound. Then we'll all live happily ever after.
Unfortunately, the critics weren't ready for Marilyn's new image and panned her performance. Movie audiences didn't seem to notice. She was still getting over 2,000 fan letters a week. So Fox gave her the big publicity build-up, sent her out on promo tours, gave her acting and singing lessons, and flooded newspapers and magazines with her photos. When Joan Crawford criticized one of Marilyn's dresses as vulgar, the studio sent out this photo with the caption, "The farmers of America think Marilyn Monroe looks great, even in a potato sack." Despite the accent on cheesecake, Marilyn still hounded the studio for dramatic parts, and eventually they gave her another chance in Niagara with Joseph Cotten.
Where are you going?
Here we go again. All right. I'm not going to the bus station. Does that make you feel any better?
You smell like a dime store. I know what that means.
Sure. I'm meeting somebody. Just anybody handy. as long as he's a man. How about the ticket seller himself? I could grab him on my way out, or one of the kids with a phonograph. Anybody suits me. Take your pick.
Okay, so I don't know this guy.
Marilyn had learned her lessons well. She literally walked off with a picture, and at the age of 27 was given the opportunity for which she had waited a lifetime.
Yes, it was a great book. Greater as a Broadway stage hit, and even more gorgeous, glittering, and hilarious on the screen. With Marilyn Monroe as Lorelei Lee, the world's most fabulous gold-digging blonde.
I just love finding new places to wear diamonds.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Stay tuned for more magic moments with Marvelous Marilyn.
Do Thomas's English muffins really taste better than toast? We went to Belleville School number 3 in New Jersey to find out. Thomas's or toast? Maybe it was those little nooks and crannies that make Thomas's so crispy, crunchy outside and so light and airy inside. But when it was all over, the kids picked Thomas's over toast by about 5 to 1. What we proved here today can be proved at your house any morning, because Thomas's really do taste better than toast.
It's better than toast.
California, you've made us what we are today. So United California Bank wants to make your life a little easier with UCB's new $200 check guarantee. Deidre Burke, Rod Duff.
Thanks a million.
Ann Brierton, Gary Reist.
Thanks a million.
Philippe Lamarck, Andre Driolet. For having UCB's new $200 check guarantee, Carlos Santoyo, Canela Cavada.
Thanks a million. California, thanks a million.
This United reservation agent has the biggest fleet of nonstops to Chicago right at her fingertips. An all-wide-body fleet from LA International. 2 daily nonstops from Ontario. The most nonstop service from the Los Angeles area. The most nonstops to Chicago from those magnificent folks in the friendly skies. Call your travel agent.
No little cinnamon gum freshens breath longer than Big Red.
So kiss a little longer, hug a little longer, state your case a little longer, longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on while you chew it. Say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
After you get what you want, you don't want it. If I gave you the moon, you'd grow tired of it soon.
Marilyn was quickly becoming one of Hollywood's hottest and most visible
What
properties.
you want when you want it. But
Her name became synonymous with sex appeal and glamour the world over.
with what you want, you're this.
She was on 16 magazine covers simultaneously and won dozens of awards.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Samus. I thank you very much. Thank you, Lauren. Thanks a million.
You don't want what you
Marilyn
get.
loved to act like a movie star, and everything she did became newsworthy. But ironically, the attention she had dreamed of for so long was becoming a nightmare. Her personal life was no longer her own. Now, she belonged to the public.
Oh, baby, I don't mean to make you blue, but you need a talking to. 'Cause after you get what you want, you don't want what you wanted at all. I know you.
Marilyn took the image of the dumb blonde sex pot and raised it above cliché to a level no other star had ever approached.
I've never had a feeling like
Shut
this.
up. Young lady, you don't fool me one bit.
I'm not trying to, but I bet I could.
Have you got the nerve to stand there and expect me to believe that you don't want to marry my son for his money?
It's true.
Then what do you want to marry him for?
I want to marry him for your money.
There.
Oh, Lorelei, you admit that all you're after is money.
No, I don't. Aren't you funny? Don't you know that a man being rich is like a girl being pretty? You might not marry a girl just because she's pretty. But my goodness, doesn't it help?
Although many of her movies showed her courting millionaires, the studio realized that it was important that every guy in the audience knew that he, too, had a chance, as Tom Ewell found out in The 7-Year Itch.
No pretty girl in her right mind wants me. She wants Gregory Peck.
Is that so?
Well, isn't it?
How do you know what a pretty girl wants?
Well, I don't really know. But I imagine a pretty...
You and your imagination. You think every girl's a dope. You think a girl goes to a party and there's some guy, a great big lunk in a fancy striped vest, strutting around like a tiger, giving you that, I'm so handsome you can't resist me look. And from this, she's supposed to fall flat on her face. Well, she doesn't fall on her face. But there's another guy in the room, way over in the corner. Maybe he's kind of nervous and shy and perspiring a little. First you look past him, but then you sort of sense that he's gentle and kind and worried, and that he'll be tender with you, nice and sweet. That's what's really exciting. If I were your wife, I'd be very jealous of you. I'd be very, very jealous. I think you're just delicate.
As the third-rate honky-tonk singer in Bus Stop, Marilyn bewitches cowboy Don Murray and wins the toughest challenge a good performer can have, playing a bad performer.
Okay, miss, I reckon you can go on with your song now.
And she does it to perfection.
Whereabouts were we, Henry?
I should stay away.
I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name, and I'm a-playing with a burning desire that only your kiss can put out the fire. For you're the lover I have waited for, the mate that fate had me created for. And every time your lips meet mine, darling, down and down I go, round and round I go. In a spin, loving a spin, I'm in under that old black magic called love, 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 love.
Marilyn had the unique ability to combine sex and comedy without sacrificing either. She proved the point for all time in Some Like It Hot with Tony Curtis.
Don't say that. There must be some girl someplace that could.
If I ever found a girl that could, I'd marry you just like that.
Would you do me a favor?
Certainly. What is it?
I may not be Dr. Freud or a male brother or one of those French upstairs girls, but could I take another crack at it?
All right, if you insist. I think you're on the right track.
I must be. Glasses are beginning to steam up.
In 1962, Marilyn Monroe began work at Fox on a movie called Something's Got to Give with Dean Martin. It might have been her greatest role, but we'll never know. Plagued by personal problems and caught in a web of deepening depression, she was unable to finish the picture. Only these fragments remain, some of which have never been seen before.
Alan, get out of there. Oh, Staple, back in.
Come on in. The water's so refreshing. You know, after you've done you know what.
2 days after shooting this scene, Marilyn celebrated her 36th birthday. 2 months later, she was dead. She may be gone, but thanks to the magic time machine of the motion picture, Hollywood has preserved her most glorious moments forever. And that's the way we'll remember the marvelous Marilyn Monroe.
Bye-bye, baby. Remember, you're my baby. When they give you the eye, and just to show that I care, I will write and declare that I'm on the loose, but I'll stay on the square. I'd be lonely, but even though I'm lonely, there'll be no other guy. Though I'll be gone for a while, I know that I'll be smiling with my baby by and by, with my baby by and by.
Tomorrow on AM, if your 10-day diet lasts all of 10 minutes, Dr. Art Uline shows you how you could win the Battle of the Bulge.
And he examines one of the most popular weight loss programs, the Chic Center.
Hairstylist Alan Edwards creates a new look for 5 of our ordinary people.
Plus Hollywood mystery face and the chance to win a microwave oven.
All of this and much more tomorrow at 9 here on AM Los Angeles on KABC TV.
Hair blowers, curling irons, hot rollers. They can give you heat-dried hair, and heat-dried hair needs more than a regular shampoo. You need the clean that can take it. Flex Balsam and Protein Shampoo. Revlon's unique shampoo clears dirt and grease, but Flex is so rich in conditioning and moisturizing, even heat-dried hair comes bouncy, full of body clean. The more you do to your hair, the more you need Flex Balsam and